Welcome everyone. In this video, we're going to run through how you can naturally increase your metabolism and eat more, burn more calories, and allow your body to work more efficiently throughout the day. We'll look at what actually works, we'll look at what might work, and we'll look at what are myths, all based on science, right? So everything in this video is based around science and all the research I've done and I've used with my previous clients to get crazy results in such a short space of time. So guys, let's jump straight into it right here. So how to increase your metabolism naturally, right? And in there I put super simple, because when I'm breaking down this, everything here is going to be so simple. I've got slides here. So everything I'm going to tell you is simple, right? So you guys can understand, because a lot of people nowadays give you this, give you that, you try about 1,000 things, but in this video I'm just going to break it down so you guys can start incorporating it into your daily life yourself, right? Because you want to make sure it's sustainable, especially if you're busy jobs, if you're running a business, or you've got kids, or you're working a long 9 to 5, or you're a CEO, or whatever, right? You're very busy, as I know, right? So let's jump straight into it. So what actually is metabolism, right? So when people talk about metabolism, they're really referring to energy expenditure, right? Energy expenditure, all of those things. So the total amount of calories your body burns per day, right? And that total comes from these three main areas, right? So you've got your basal metabolic rate. So that's the energy that you breathe, helps pump blood, and basically helps you stay alive, right? So that's what you need in order to survive, right? And then you have thermic effect of food, right? So that's how much energy it takes to digest and process your meals, right? So digestive system, intestines, stomach, everything there, right? And then activity energy, right? So both workouts and non-exercise movements like walking, fidgeting, move your arms about like this, typing on the laptop, right? All those little things, right? So that is basically what a metabolism is. And why do you want to boost it? So obviously you want to be able to eat more without gaining weight. Very simple. It'll be easier to maintain fat loss, and it'll help prevent metabolic slowdown during dieting, right? And boosting metabolism helps you eat more whilst maintaining or losing fat. And it also helps prevent that frustrating plateau you get when you're dieting, right? And when your body adapts and burns fewer calories, some days like you might go through a crazy fat loss journey, but then you just gain it back again. That's purely because you haven't been following the correct diet plan, or you've been doing it too quickly, right? And the goal is to make your metabolism more efficient and more resilient, right? And the more resilient your metabolism is, the less likely it's going to go swinging back up after you've lost all that weight, right? Which is obviously really annoying, especially if you've done so well for so long. But basically, in the next few slides, we'll cover what works best, right? What might help slightly, and what doesn't really matter, right? So these three things we're going to jump into, right? So drinking more water, right? So drinking water, especially cold water, actually gives you a slight bump in calories burn, because obviously your body has to warm it up, right, when it's coming inside. But it's only a small effect, right? Maybe around 8 calories per glass, right? And it's great for hydration, obviously, but it's not a major metabolic booster, right? So you're not going to see millions and millions of calories. You're not going to see thousands of calories burn, right, just by drinking loads of water, right? Don't get me wrong, make sure to drink your water, but obviously it's not going to be a game changer for your weight loss journey, right? And then green tea and caffeine, right? These two are something I have a lot of anyway, because obviously green tea is great for your skin and everything like that. I mean, caffeine I've actually reduced back and pushed back. I know a lot of people love caffeine, especially if you're working and everything, but I found that caffeine actually kind of gives me, I kind of had a crazy boost of energy, and then around 5 o'clock I just die off, right? So I've stopped having caffeine, and it's been amazing. It's been a game changer for me, but everyone reacts differently to caffeine. But green tea and caffeine both slightly increase your calories burnt, right? And in compounds like the EGCG ingredient that can boost thermogenesis, right? Which is right here, right? And thermogenesis is everything we've kind of covered before. So the process of generating heat and burning calories, right? So for example, if we go back to our slides here, so drinking more water, right? It's a thermo effect because you have to burn more calories, right? And if we go back again, as we were saying earlier, so you have your thermic effect of food, right? So TEF, digestion cost, right? And that's where obviously the thermogenesis occurs, right? And you burn more calories. But again, we're still talking about small changes, right? Honestly, small changes. They're not dramatically gonna completely boost your metabolism. You're gonna burn like 20 kilograms in a month, right? That's just not how it works, right? So that's that. And then we have spicy foods, right? Spicy foods, especially for those capsicum, I can't even say it properly, but that can make your body burn a few calories extra whilst digesting, right? It raises body temperature slightly, as you guys have probably known before, right? But the effect is short-lived, right? And think of this as a fun bonus, not a main strategy, right? So these last three that I've kind of gone through with you are just like an extra bonus. And this is honestly what could make the difference for a lot of you guys. Like a few of my clients who've lost almost 40 pounds in 3 months, right? The reason why they lost a lot more calories than the average Joe is because they did these small things, and they did these small things each day that helped improve and burn more calories, right, on their weight loss journey, like eating spicy foods. Instead of sitting down or taking the lift, they took the stairs, right? They drank tea, right? They or specifically green tea, not normal tea, right? They drunk more water, right? These things make a big difference over time, right? Imagine you do that every single day. You do all three of them every single day. That's an extra, let's do 30 times 365 days in a year. That's a whole lot more calories burnt, right? So if you think of it that way, then you're going to be moving in the right direction. And then heat exposure, like sauna and everything like that. I know, guys, a lot of people probably do this already, right? So heat exposure, right? Using a sauna can slightly elevate your heart rate and metabolic rate whilst you're in it, right? But the overall calorie burn is minimal. But I do recommend at the end of a workout or anything like that, going to a sauna and getting that extra bit of heat, or just a sauna helps with recovery, helps with calories burnt, and also you won't have delayed onset muscle soreness, which is the next day, right? Which is also known as DOMS, right? Is that soreness you feel the next day, right? So once you move away from that, then you would actually, a lot of benefits from sauna, right? 15 minutes a day. It's not just obviously great for burning calories, but also heart health, reduces stress, all those great things, right? Which are going to cause you to put on weight, right? So stress, release of cortisol, all these little things, right? Sauna is also great for that. And the bigger benefits are relaxation and stress relief and improves recovery, right? All of which can support long-term fitness goals, as which I just mentioned, right? So everything here, so heat exposure, so important, right? Just for recovery and life in general, right? That's why, I mean, you ever go on holiday, everyone loves it, especially if you live in the UK, you love going away to a hot country, you always feel better for it because the sun's out, you feel good and everything like that, right? And then cold exposure as well. So as well as hot exposure, you have cold exposure, which makes your body work harder to stay warm, right? Activating brown fat and increasing calories burnt for a short time. However, the effect is temporary as well. It's like water and all those things, and it's not enough to transfer your metabolism on its own, right? It's a great little booster to help you burn more calories and even recovery as well, as I mentioned before, right? Ice baths, cold showers, all those little things, brilliant for recovery and even the mind as well. I mean, I did a 30-day ice bath challenge during the winter when it was cold. Now it's not cold enough. I probably could do it now, but it's not cold. I prefer when it's icy. But going back to my point is, some days it's not even getting in a cold shower every morning for a minute isn't going to do much to your body, but it will do a lot to your mind, right? It makes you stronger mentally, physically, and look, at the end of the day, you're going to start building good habits by doing it each day, right? And look, take it from someone who's done it before, it can honestly boost your mood as well, right? I honestly, during the phase when you're having a cold shower, having an ice bath, you feel like rubbish, you want to jump out, but after you feel amazing, right? So I recommend everyone give it a go, maybe try a 30-day challenge, right? And then build muscle, right? So building muscle is something that I've used and my clients use and everyone use, right? It's a big predictor, and like it's literally proven to help increase fat loss and burn more calories, right? And this is one of the most powerful ways to improve your metabolism also, right? So muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it can burn calories even at rest, right? So let's say the larger your muscle mass, right? So say you got larger muscles, you're going to burn more calories at rest than you would normally if you had less, right? Or loads of fat on your body, right? So each pound of muscle may burn around 6 extra calories per day, right? Small individual, it's only small, but over time it adds up, right? As I said before. So imagine if you've got larger muscle mass, you're having cold showers, you're going in the sauna each day, you're drinking green tea, you're obviously eating in calorie deficit, that's something we'll get onto as well. Like, you're gonna burn calories, right? If you get all of these things dialed in, right? And try one at a time. You don't have to jump into and do everything at the same time, but building muscle is gonna be huge, right? So lifting weights increases your daily expenditure use and improves body composition also, right? So build muscle, huge. And then reverse dieting also, right? So after a long dieting phase, your metabolism tends to slow down, right? So after you've lost, let's say 40 pounds, your metabolism slows down, right? Slowly increasing calories, known as reverse dieting, right? Which can help your body adapt upward again without a rapid fat gain. And it's more strategic recovery phase than a metabolism hack, right? So it's something you guys, it's more long-term, right? It's not something you guys are gonna see instantly, but if you guys can stick to this plan and actually dial it in and stick with it for a longer period of time, you will see results in years to come, right? You won't be putting on loads and loads of weight in a few years after you've done this, right? So it's so important. Yeah, you focus on your diet also, right? And then meal frequency is huge, right? So eating more frequently doesn't raise your metabolism. The thermic effect of food depends on your total calories also. So not how many meals you eat. So whether you eat 3 or 6 meals, it's the same total effect. So choose a schedule that keeps you consistent, right? So that's something I preach to everyone who runs a business, or you're a busy man traveling all the time, right? Make sure you're finding something that you can sustain for a longer period of time. So say you want 6 meals or 6 snacks throughout the day instead of 3 big meals, and that's more sustainable for you, then do that, right? As long as you're within the range and you're burning more calories than you consume throughout the day, right? And you're keeping track of your total calories and you're finding something that fits into your lifestyle, you will see results and you will get to where you want to get to, right? Which is huge, right? Especially if you're losing weight and you haven't got much time. And then cardio, right? This is something you guys have probably been dreading for me to get to, but cardio directly increases calories burnt and helps offset the reduction in energy expenditure that happens during dieting, right? So whether you prefer steady state or high intensity interval training, it's a proven way to support fat loss and metabolic health, right? So obviously high intensity interval training, so that's the, let's say 30-second sprint, 30 seconds off, 30-second sprint, 30 seconds off, super good way for an afterburning effect. Also, steady state could just be a long old 20 to 30 minute run, 40 minutes if you want to go for longer, right? Just slow and steady state, it's in the name, right? So these things are going to help improve fat loss and burn more calories, right? So if you guys are on a weight loss journey, get some sort of cardio in. It doesn't have to be running. It could be swimming. It could be cycling. It could be walking up a hill. It could be, I don't know, playing paddle, right? Everyone loves paddle nowadays. So that could be your form of cardio. As long as you track what you're doing and you're making sure you're getting enough cardio in, you're getting enough gym exercise, you're making sure your calories are below your maintenance, then you will get to where you want to get to. And then slow, steady dieting also, right? So adding extra load or like a weighted vest makes daily activity burn more calories, right? So have you ever seen a weighted vest, or if you put, I don't know, you guys might have seen some of my videos on Instagram, I put weights in between my legs to just increase the weight, right? So it's especially useful if you're on a walk or you stand a lot also, but it's also only works whilst you're moving, not at rest. So it's more of a lifestyle tweak than anything else. It's not like a metabolic game changer also, right? It's something you guys can start incorporating into your daily life, right? It just helps with obviously increasing everything else, right? So obviously when it comes down to burning more calories and these little things are just useful if you live a sedentary lifestyle, right? It's so useful. And then obviously when dieting, going too fast can trigger a metabolic slowdown and muscle loss, which is kind of what I mentioned earlier, right? So when you're on a diet, right, make sure you take it slow and steady, right? A slower and steady approach, losing around 0.5 to 1% of body weight per week, will help your body adjust and preserve lean tissue and keep your metabolism more stable, right? If you guys just absolutely go ham and like starve yourself, your metabolism isn't going to be able to catch up, right? So it's good to kind of take it slow and steady, right? Don't just jump straight into it, right? A lot of my clients jump in, they think, yeah, I'm going to lose 20 kg this month. That's just not realistic, and you probably end up gaining it back, or you'll probably have a terrible month, you have no energy, right? 20 kilograms, even 20 pounds is a lot to lose in 1 month, right? But it is possible. It is very much possible, right? And then obviously move without exercising, right? So NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right, is a hidden weapon for metabolism, right? So for increasing metabolism. So all the movement you do outside the gym, like walking, fidgeting, doing chores, these small actions can honestly add up, as I was kind of mentioning earlier, to hundreds of calories burnt extra each day, right? So finding more ways to smuggle more movement into your routine can have a huge impact on your life, right? So let's say right now, instead of me sitting down, I could be standing up, right? Those little things, instead of taking the lift, take the stairs, right? These small things are going to make a huge difference over time, guys. So make sure you do that. And then putting it all together, right? Finishing it here. So obviously the main three that I'm just going to make sure you guys have got it written down here, but the main three that you guys need to focus on is obviously building muscle for long-term metabolism boost, right? Move throughout the day. So remember NEAT. So this is the hidden weapon, NEAT. Remember that, right? And cardio does matter. And then diet smart, not aggressively also, right? Then layer in small boosters like hydration, caffeine, or cold exposure for that extra like weight loss gain, right? So obviously build muscle, watch your diet, and just add more movement into your daily life will literally boost calories burnt throughout the day, right? And then also drinking more water. I mean, I add lemon into my water as well. Great way for, obviously, helps my skin, everything like that. Helps burn more calories, all these little things, and it's good for you. So I do recommend that as well. So another little trick you guys could do, right? And these small things are gonna help you get to where you want to get to, right? And then obviously, I want you guys to understand as well that weight loss journey is not easy, right? It's not easy. If it was easy, then everyone would do it, right? But it is like it's not easy, right? But it is simple. That's one thing you want you to understand. I know it's not easy because if it was easy, everyone would do it, but it's simple. So if you guys start following these small things each day, get a plan that works for you, find something that can completely transform your life. Or if you need help, obviously I'm here, message me on Instagram. If you've got any questions, just comment in the YouTube description of the YouTube video. And look, I'll try and be there to help you guys out. But if you guys obviously need any help at all, right, and you need something done by myself, by my team, need that extra support, then obviously reach out to me on Instagram, jacklow.8. Go into the description of this video, send me a message, walk through some of the other videos. And yeah, guys, if you've got any questions at all, look, hopefully this helped you. And if you guys want anything else, just comment. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Trust the timing, and let's get to work.